Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. So today we're going to go over Senator Kamala Harris from California versus Donald Trump in the year 2020. So the electoral votes are the same for each state, and essentially let's just go over that now. So let's go through all the safe states. So Washington, Oregon, California. California being our home state, of course, we'll stay with her. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, all 5 congressional districts. I'm going to leave the third one toss-up, just because of the fact that it went for Obama in '08. So that was the first time it ever went for another candidate other than the full state. It's the first time it broke away from the rest of the state. But since Donald Trump is unpopular right now, especially amongst Democrats and Republicans, has a 72% approval rating with Republicans right now. So I'm going to leave that one toss-up. Normally, would it be toss-up? I mean, Hillary did come in with a margin, being able to win that. However, it didn't go for her by like 3%. Kansas, Oklahoma, definitely. Texas, I'm going to leave toss-up because Kamala Harris would spike minority turnout, in my opinion. Colorado, New Mexico, swing states. Arizona, swing state. Nevada, swing state. Alaska, safe Republican. Hawaii, safe Democrat. So we're about halfway through the United States right now. Senator Kamala Harris has 78 and Donald Trump has 42. Minnesota, I'll leave that one toss-up. Wisconsin, and Michigan toss-up because these are the states that voted for Trump because of jobs. It had enough. Although Obama spiked minority turnout here, they did go for Al Gore and John Kerry, but I'm still going to leave them toss-up, including Minnesota, because he did win the Rust Belt, and I don't think polling in 2020 will be any better than 2016. Iowa, I'm going to leave safe Republican just because of the fact that Donald Trump won it by a large margin. Missouri, safe Republican. Arkansas, safe Republican. Louisiana, safe Republican. Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, because it is my Vice President Pence's home state, I'm going to give it to Donald Trump. However, that might change throughout the course of this video because Obama did win in '08, and that was only because John McCain was unliked by the Republican Party, as is Donald Trump, and he spiked minority turnout, especially in the places around the urban cities in Indiana. Illinois, safe Democrat. Ohio, I'm going to leave that one as a toss-up. West Virginia, safe Republican. Georgia, I'll leave that one as a toss-up. Florida, toss-up. South Carolina, safe. North Carolina, toss-up. Virginia, toss-up. So let's go through the Northeast now. Massachusetts, safe blue. Rhode Island, safe blue. Connecticut, safe blue. New Jersey, safe blue. Delaware, safe blue. Maryland, safe blue. And DC, of course, safe blue. New York, safe blue. Vermont, safe. New Hampshire, toss-up. Maine, I'm going to give two electoral votes to Kamala Harris, and I'm going to leave the other two as toss-up. Pennsylvania, toss-up as well. So right now, Kamala Harris has 184 electoral votes, Donald Trump with 131. Not looking good for the president, but things can change very fast, especially with calls in like Texas, Georgia, Arizona. Could definitely put him past that 200 mark and pass where Mitt Romney did, and pass possibly where even he did in 2016. So let's go over some states that are considered toss-up by me, but usually will follow a trend and go one direction or another. So let's start off with Nevada. That one has gone to Democrats since 2008 in a streak, including Hillary Clinton. They did not like Donald Trump's ideals in 2016, which is why they did not vote for him. So that one, I especially think with Latino turnout, especially since it's like on the West Coast, Kamala Harris can relate to them. She understands them. Again, a minority and a female. Gender gap between the two. There will be a gender gap between Donald Trump with women and men. So a lot of women will vote for Kamala Harris, regardless, just because she's a woman, regardless of her political views. There's always that small section of women that will just follow because it's a woman candidate. Like this woman who said they would vote for Hillary Clinton or Carly Fiorina. Two opposing viewpoints. However, they will vote for them just because of their gender. And so I'm thinking that one will stay in the Democratic column, considering it did for Hillary Clinton in a landslide election against her when she lost. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. Arizona, I'm not going to touch because it has a Latino population there. Very strong Latino population, growing population, expected to gain electoral vote in the 2020 census. So I'm going to leave that one there. New Mexico, Latino population, I'm going to give this one to the Democrats. And that'll put Kamala Harris at 195 electoral votes. Colorado, I'm going to give that one as well to the Democrats, just because of the fact that the the central location of Colorado, very strong Latino population there. They do come out to vote. They usually vote Democrat, so that's why I'm giving Colorado to the Dems. Even Hillary took it, so we have that. Texas, I'm gonna get that one to Donald Trump because of the fact that 2020 may not be a year for Democrats in the state of Texas. They do have a very big growing Latino population, but it's not enough to turn the tides in 4 years. Maybe in 8 years of 2024, who knows? So yeah, that's probably what I'm projecting that this one will go to Donald Trump. Nebraska, we'll come back to that one later. Minnesota, right now, I'm thinking it'll go to Kamala Harris. I mean, they did vote for Hillary Clinton by a small margin. I'm thinking that if Donald Trump goes with his promises, he could carry the state. But as of right now, as of where we stand on June 21st, the day after the Georgia election, where Donald Trump is shown to be liked by only about 5% compared to and he dropped 10 points in approval rating amongst Republicans. That's amongst his own party, dropped down to 72%, and I don't think that he'll go through with all of his promises. So that's why I'm thinking Minnesota will stay blue. Wisconsin, that one I'm thinking will stay blue. It did go for Trump by 22,000 votes, but that was a very small margin. That was not a big landslide referendum around the United States. He did chip at the blue wall, but the blue wall will come back just as fast as Indiana did in 2012. So the blue wall is there for new ideals, but they usually vote one party, like they have Democrat, like Indiana did, Republican all the way back to, I think, Lyndon B. Johnson, then went for Obama. You know why? They weren't liked on the other side of the party. So they voted for the other candidate, which was Obama in that case. Just like in Wisconsin, a lot of the Democrats here liked Bernie Sanders, and a lot of them either voted for Jill Stein or voted for Donald Trump. There's a lot of Bernie voters in my home state that I know voted for Trump because of the fact that Hillary Clinton was the nominee. They didn't care that Jill Stein, they thought she had no chance, so they voted for the other candidate just because they felt that Bernie was cheated out of the nomination. So yeah, in Michigan, same thing here. Part of the Rust Belt went with Trump by only 10,000 votes. Very big state here. They do have a lot of minorities here. However, they did not come out to vote in 2016, which is why I'm thinking they will because of Kamala Harris's ethnicity. So let's look at that, 240 to 169. Let's go down to the East Coast, and then we'll come back to Ohio, because that one has a special case. Start with Florida. I'm thinking that one will land in the Democratic column this year. 2020, putting Kamala Harris at 269. The reason for this, growing Latino population, the Cuban Hispanics that moved there did like Trump. However, they didn't like Trump to a point where they would overwhelmingly vote for him. He did win by a good margin there, but this is a swing state, swings back and forth each election. He did win by a very big margin, I think 100,000 some votes, but this one flips back party to party almost every other election year. So I'm thinking this one will flip back just to the Dems just because of the fact that Trump may not live up to his promises. Although if he does, he will definitely carry the state because the state was a swing state that everyone went for, but Hillary Clinton did not carry this, and Trump carried it by a very big margin. So if he does keep his promises, I'll give that one to him, and we'll actually go through that one now, but I'll go through my final prediction after this. Georgia will stay red is what I'm predicting because although Kamala Harris will spike minority turnout in record levels, she will not be able to completely flip the state of Georgia. Maybe in 2024, like I said before, with the same thing about Texas, they both have growing minority populations. However, they are not expected to fully change over in 4 years, maybe in 8 years. North Carolina, I'll give that one to Donald Trump if he keeps his promises, but right now I'm thinking that one will go to Kamala Harris. So right now, if Donald Trump does keep his promises, I'm thinking that one will go to him. I'll flip these all back at the end of this video. I'm thinking that one will go to Donald Trump if he does keep his promises. If he doesn't, I'm thinking that Kamala Harris could win by a very small margin in North Carolina. She will have to fight hard for it like Obama did. Obama won it by 14,000 votes in 2008. Virginia, that one will stay blue, in my opinion, regardless, because they did like Hillary Clinton's ideals. There was a huge urban population that turned over the state, which originally was leaning towards Donald Trump. The New York Times had an 80% chance of him winning it on election night when all the returns were turning Republican. However, they did not count all the urban counties. So I'm thinking that one will stay to Kamala Harris, regardless of the situation with Donald Trump. Pennsylvania, that one I think will stay to Trump if he does keep his promises, because he did win it. but I'm thinking that one will go turn back to the Democratic side regardless. He needs to fully keep his promises. He can't just build a wall and then expect that to be done. He needs to bring back jobs. He needs to help the coal manufacturers. Erie County, focus on counties that landed him his victory, that went for Obama in 2012. If they are unsatisfied, he does not win the state of Pennsylvania. So right now I have Kamala Harris at 273. So right now I'm going to give that one to Trump. Actually, that means Kamala Harris is at 253 and him at 249. I'm thinking this is what would happen if Donald Trump did keep his promises. I still think the entire Rust Belt will actually flip to him if he does keep his promises, but I'm just going to keep those blue for now for the video's sake. Arizona, if he keeps his promises, definitely will stay to him, just because of the fact that they went for him in 2016, even though there's a growing population there of Latinos. They may not get out to vote. They might not be as mad at Trump as they are now, and a lot of the white voters there that voted for Trump because of his ideas, but if he doesn't go through with them, they won't vote for him again. But since he did go through with them, in this scenario, he would be able to keep them. Ohio goes with Donald Trump, 278 to 253. The last 6 electoral votes? No, 10 electoral votes right now. So I'm going to give, if Donald Trump keeps his promises, that 1 electoral vote to Donald Trump. If he doesn't, I'm thinking it'll switch back to Kamala Harris or the Democrats like they did in 2008. New Hampshire, I'm thinking will stay Democrat regardless of Donald Trump keeping his promises or not, because they didn't like them in 2016, and I don't think they'll like them in 2020. Maine's first congressional district definitely will go to Donald Trump. To Hillary Clinton. Kamala Harris, sorry. Because of the fact that they did go for Hillary Clinton in 2016 by a very big margin, I just left it undecided because it was a split congressional district. Second congressional district, only if Donald Trump keeps his promises, 280 to 258. So this is the map if Donald Trump is able to keep his promises. Now let's flip it back to what would happen if Donald Trump does not follow through, is not liked like he is now. He has a 60% or so unapproval rating. So let's see right now how badly he is liked. So Pennsylvania would switch back. If this was today, if the election was held today, this is what I think would happen. Pennsylvania will switch back to the Dems. Maine's second congressional district will do as well because he needs to bring jobs back to this Rust Belt. Focus on the Rust Belt. Ohio as well. I think that one will go to Kamala Harris if he doesn't keep his promises, because these people are expecting him to rejuvenate the American economy, to bring back jobs, to expand their industries. This is what got him elected, and if he doesn't go through with that, they won't elect him again. North Carolina, if Donald Trump does not keep his promises, I predict will go to Kamala Harris. And Florida, that one I said would go to Kamala Harris. Now, Indiana is a special case here because it is a solid Republican state, went for Trump by around 21%. And even though Mike Pence is here, if Trump angers the Republican base like John McCain did, if he shows unqualified more than he is viewed now, like Sarah Palin did to the McCain ticket there, it was a double whammy. Donald Trump at the top of the ticket could do so much damage to his own campaign. So I think that one will flip back to the Democratic Party for one election, and then in 2024 it will probably switch back. And then Nebraska's second congressional district, sorry. So that would just be right here. That one will go to Kamala Harris because it went for Obama in 2008. And I'm thinking that this one it shows the trend of the United States. So I'm thinking Kamala Harris will win the popular vote, will win this. And essentially Iowa I'm keeping red because of the fact that Trump almost won it by 10%. He did the same with Ohio, but Ohio's a swing state. Only came out to vote for Trump after voting for Obama twice, just like Iowa did, but Ohio is more of a swing state than Iowa in these numbers. Ohio voted for Trump less than Iowa did. Now let's recap around the map. Almost the entire eastern seaboard went for Kamala Harris, except for South Carolina and Georgia. And then the entire Northeast, not a single Trump vote there, cutting off the Mason-Dixon line up past Pennsylvania, cutting off between Pennsylvania and Ohio. Then he took Ohio. She took Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, of course. The entire Rust Belt, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Colorado, New Mexico stayed. Arizona stayed for Trump. Texas stayed for Trump. Georgia stayed for Trump, like I said before. Utah stayed for Trump because I don't think Evan McMullin will run again. And even if he did, I don't think Trump would. I don't think he would do enough of an impact because of the fact that Hillary Clinton was not liked in Utah. Donald Trump was not liked in Utah. Hillary Clinton was not liked because even though she was a Democrat, it wasn't just because she was a Democrat. It's because Utah's Bernie territory. It's because Utah, those left-wingers there are radical. It's their territory, which is why a lot of them voted for Evan McMullin. A lot of Republicans voted for Evan McMullin there. Same in Idaho, but that one will be solidly Republican. Nevada, 6 electoral votes stay in the Democratic column. Of course, Hawaii, California, Oregon, and Washington. So thank you all for watching. This is my final prediction for Kamala Harris. I may update it in the future, but my next video will probably be with Joe Biden or possibly some Senate predictors. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.